There we go. Thanks very much for joining me, guys. Appreciate it. I'm just going to kind of go through some of these items. Won't take up too much of your time. Again, I'll make this recording available for everybody if you want to fast forward through me droning on. I'm okay with that. No judgment zone. We're going to keep a smile on as much as we can on a Friday afternoon, because there could be worse things. So once again, a huge shout out to all of you guys. All of your staff have been really, really patient with my guys. I very much thank you, from my guys to all of your guys. I think everybody's been extremely patient, and we wanted to thank you. So, and with that is really item number one. Things are going to be a little bit slow. This is something that we wanted to emphasize on everybody. So compensating for working remotely, a little patience goes a long way. Some of these things are going to be IT related. Some of them are just in generality, but what we found is, particularly with basic applications, things like QuickBooks or XYZ legal application or ABC accounting program or something along those lines, working over a VPN connection is going to be a slightly slower animal. It's not going to be quite as cheetah as somebody might be used to, and just allow for that within your own organizations. Really good suggestion that we've had, and I know some of you have already implemented it, a constant virtual chat room. So you can use Microsoft Teams for this. So we have like an all staff chat, and that's it's more cultural than anything else, but it allows everybody to talk from everything from movie reviews or what am I going to binge on Netflix tonight because, oh my God, I'm going to kill my kids, to 6 kids or inner things as far as the organization is concerned. Just be wary of some email and chat overload. Encourage downtime when they're not online. It's very, very easy to get sucked in because you're really stuck. Everybody's really stuck. So really encourage things with the staff to some blackout periods. Go, turn off the phone, go play a board game for 2 hours or something along those lines. Very, very easy to get too immersed in things. And as far as communication is concerned, most of you guys use this already, but there is a hierarchy to communication. We obviously have in person, which is no longer available, but then going down and decreasing intensity is video, phone or audio, text, then chat, then email. And understand and use that hierarchy, and really don't use all in one form. Mix it up. Try and use the hierarchy appropriately. We have visual communication tools. We have things like Teams, which if you're not already using it, Teams, I think all of you guys are on 365. All of our clients are on 365, and Teams is included in that. They've made video calls for the next 90 days. They've made video calls free. So you can call each other and use the video chat, and it's all completely licensed there. So something to take a look at there. Some of the other things to keep in mind, well, some people have things going on in the background. I don't have anything going on here, but some of the other mechanisms are within the chatting, whether or not you're using Teams or Skype or Slack or something along those lines. You can do things like polls or videos or just some funny memes, just some water cooler hero, back to what I was talking about earlier, just try and lighten those up. We have regular meeting rhythms. So I don't know if you guys utilize a morning huddle routine or something along those lines, or a weekly operational update, or some sort of mechanics on that. Try to, if possible, try to group and bulk these as much as possible. It's very hard to jump in and out of work mode because you've got kids or dogs or cats or whatever the things are going on in your life. So if you have like a 2-hour block of time, better to group those things together. You're going to want to emphasize, if you already have them established, or re-emphasize them. You're going to want to establish those KPIs. Whatever they are in your organization, it's going to be very hard to keep tabs on things. So it's better to have a very clear communication as to, listen, I need to have this checklist done by this date, and have those kind of things clearly communicated as far as whatever your KPIs are, because it's going to be harder and harder to read body language, and verbal communication is going to be at a minimum. So you can use things like SharePoint. You can use one of the really not often utilized tools, and we think it's going to be really helpful in this remote working, using SharePoint and web tools. So what I mean by web tools is that you can open up the web version of a document in Word, the Word web edition, or the Excel document Excel web edition. And two people can be some of you may already be using this, but 2 people, 3, 4 people can be co-authoring these documents or these Excel spreadsheets together at the same time. That, coupled with either an audio conference or a video conference, can be really, really helpful when you're trying to put something together. So we really highly recommend checking that out. You'll be able to co-author those things and get a little bit more collaboration, even though you're not getting the in-person experience. If you're not already using something in your organization, a project management system, or something that's allowing you to say, we're going to meet these milestones over time. It's very possible that we're going to be dealing with this for more than, oh, I'm sorry. Question? No, okay. It's very possible that we could be dealing with this over more than the 2-week period. So a project management system, and they're free editions, that something that uses like a Kanban system, and we really don't have the time to go into it here, but something where it's moving projects along the lines, and you can use something as simple as Trello within Teams, or Microsoft Planner is also available as one of the Office 365 products that you get for free as part of your subscription. And it's something as simple as, hey, in order to do XYZ project, we have these 5 steps, and then you're able to see within those 5 steps where everybody's working on, and it's a visual medium, and really, really helpful when you don't have a whole lot of interaction between teams and team members. Set up some systems as far as notifications. It's the pop over the cube wall and the, hey, how are you coming along with XYZ document, are going to be really, really hard to do. So if you set up, so you can do this within SharePoint, you can do this within a document that can notify you when an update has happened, or just a simple project team or a team chat within Teams. I've got to come up with a different word than team. Group within your organization using Teams. I don't want to keep you team. If you have a group within your organization working on a specific project, you can set up a chat, and that way that communication within that group of people, the subgroup within your people, can keep really appraised, and you don't have to really flood the community line with one specific project in your all company chat. You're going to have to be okay with a little bit more flexible work hours within reason. Focus on that efficiency and production, and not the overall time. I guess you guys all know this. You're managing people, same as me. The counter to that, though, is you really got to emphasize being on time for virtual meetings. Again, back to that earlier point where you're saying, I'm going to block and group this thing together. Start on time, end on time. Run the agenda, and be really, really comfortable, and have this conversation with teams like, hey, we need to take this offline, or use the Elmo phrase. My guys really love the Elmo phrase. Enough, let's move on. And you just shout out Elmo, and That's it. Cut it and move it on. And that way you can take that thing offline, you can bring it up at the next meeting, but you're able to get people within their expectations of whatever's going on in their family life or personal life, or kids screaming, or oh my God, spouse, partner, whatever, please take this child for the next 90 minutes. I have to get this meeting done. You know it's going to be 90 minutes because whoever's running the meeting is really, really respectful of everybody's time on that. Last two, and then I'll let you guys go. Or if you have any questions, you can use the chat here. I'll make myself available for the next couple of minutes, or you guys have my cell phone as well. You feel free to text me a question 24/7. Try and answer them as much as possible. The start, stop, continue for all processes. If there's something going on right now that is not making it absolutely business critical, you need to have that really, really uncomfortable conversation of the start, stop, continue. Whether or not that's a processes, whether or not that's a particular feature that you offer, or anything that you need to have that conversation with yourself, your team, your management, to say, look, we're going to have a very blunt start, stop, continue on all processes within the organization, at least for the foreseeable future. And last, I'm going to leave you with just smile and give air hugs as much as possible. I give all of you big, huge air hugs. And did anybody have any particular questions? I'll leave it opened up for I know I kind of glanced around on the more technical aspect of things and kind of tried to keep it a little bit more generic as far as what could be applicable in your own firms, but I'll leave it open for any particular questions that you guys might have. Those training videos, I walked through them. I did a little fast forwarding because they are on the 101, 201 levels. No judgment. You can fast forward through my video the same as you can fast forward through the training videos. But for those people who haven't gotten a chance to immerse themselves in this chat room world, it really, really can help, not only with just the technical things of how to start a conversation or how to start a phone call or how to start a video, but it also has some of the etiquette, for lack of a better term, types of things in there as far as how to run a successful virtual meeting. I'm not that good, guys, really. So once again, I wanted to thank you for the patience and really being patient with my guys. We are adhering to Governor Wolf's mandate in Pennsylvania. I'm really the on-site engineer, so forgive me. I've already gone out on 2 calls, so be patient with me. I've elected to. I have the fun masks and the gloves and everything like that for going on site if I do need to do that in case of an extreme emergency. My qualification of what an extreme emergency is I can't run payroll, servers down, you guys are out of operation, and I hope that meets your criteria as well. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about what that entails. If it is parts or labor, I have not heard of any problems yet as far as parts coming out of the Dell Depot. They are not restricted by what Governor Wolf's things are there. So if you need parts or some sort of emergency equipment, we have that available. And I forgot one last thing. We do have laptops. I'm going to put a big asterisk on this, and I don't want this to turn into a toilet paper situation, but we do have, I believe I counted them this morning, we have 11 laptops. If there is an emergency or you have somebody that's critical to the organization and you have a linchpin person that is not functional right now, please let me know, and I can arrange to get that laptop staged and at least get it online so that they can be productive and working. Just take that on. take that offline and just email me or text me with what you would need to do. Yeah, I would say thank you. That's a great suggestion. One of the things we do recommend is sometimes it's a little more lackadaisical when you're running an in-person meeting. You really should be writing out a written agenda and publishing that to everybody ahead of time. So with a meeting invite, if you're using Outlook or if you're just doing something in the inner chat, really have a bulleted list of exactly what you're going to be discussing, who's going to be responsible for discussing what. So it might take you an extra couple minutes to set up that meeting, but that, again, that's one of those etiquette things that some of those training videos go over. But that's really, we do it ourselves, guys. You know, you run a conference room meeting and yeah, you know what, tack an extra 20 minutes on and let's talk about X, Y, or Z or something along those lines. And you're going to have to pull the reins back on that and really adhere to what's doing that there. Make sure that they're running do a practice run. If you're going to have a meeting like that, now I use Zoom pretty much every day, so this wasn't a big deal for me. But if somebody's not used to this and they're on their training wheels and they're not doing this on a regular basis, it really would be helpful to do a test run with just another member. You can do a one-on-one meeting and say, I just want to make sure my microphone works right. I want to make sure that the lighting works right, or there isn't something vulgar hanging in the background. I don't know what else could be going on, but usually the biggest things that we hit technology-wise, the biggest question marks that we're getting from your guys and your staff are making sure that the camera's working right, and it's not using like the front-facing camera instead of the rear-facing camera. The microphone works right, and it's not the microphone on the computer, but it's actually the microphone on their headset or something along those lines. So getting those audio and video things worked out just on a trial basis is really, really helpful when you get things like this started. And I came up on 20 minutes. I wanted to be completely respectful of your guys' time. Any other questions that you guys wanted to hit? No? All right. Well, one more time, huge air hugs, kisses. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I'll put this recording up there, and it'll be available to you if you want to rewatch it again. I can't believe you're getting enough of me already, but that's fine. And then it'll be also available to your team as well if you wanted to share it out with them. I'll include the links for the training videos from before, as well as any other questions that come up. Thanks again for your guys' time. Be safe, and once again, you guys have my cell 24/7. Really, it comes all the time, and I very much appreciate your patience with my team. We are starting to see some daylight as far as everybody getting comfortable and getting into their home locations and getting situated. So we're seeing less functionality questions, and we're getting more of the normal bell curve type of questions where it's I need to be able to do this or do that, and not just I can't get online, I can't function. So thanks again, guys. Have a great afternoon. Have a good weekend, and be safe. And big hugs and kisses to all your family and friends. Thanks.
Thank you.